Hello grade 9 students. Today we'll talk about another unit in your syllabus. Let's take number 12. Can you write this number 12 as a product of two numbers? So you can write 1 times 12. Another way of writing, I can write this one as 2 times 6. Again, 3 times 4. Then again 4 times 3 is same as 3 times 4. 6 times 2 is same as 2 times 6. So what are these numbers? We can write any number as a product of two numbers. So we call these are factors. So what are the factors of 12? If we can write down set of factors of 12, in this form, so we can write curly brackets and write all the factors inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. So we can write number 12 in terms of these numbers. We call these a factor. So what's today's lesson? Today's lesson is about factors. So that's chapter 6, factors of algebraic expressions. Now you know how to find out the factors. Let's take number 24. What are the factors? So starting from 1. 1 times 24. Again, how can you write down 24? 2 times 12. 3 times, what's 3 times? 8. And 4 times 6. Do we have another factors? Again, comes 6. 6 times 4. So when you write all the factors of 24, we can start from 1. We can write 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 and 24. So here you need brackets. So these are all called factors. And again, when you look at factors, we can form another set that's called prime factors. What are the prime factors in this set? So what are the prime numbers? 2 and 3. So I can write, if you want prime factors, I can write as 2 and 3. Don't take 1 as a prime number. The lowest prime number is 2. Now we'll take algebraic expressions. Now it's 3a. How can you write down 3a? I can write starting from 1 times 3a. Or I can write 3 times a. Then what are the factors in 3a? I can write numbers 1 and 3, a and 3a. Now we'll take 5ab. Now try to write down all the factors starting from 1. 1 times 5ab. Then I can take number 5. Then 5 times ab. Now I can combine with a letter and write 5a times. 5a times b. Or I can connect b with 5 and write 5b times a. Then what are the factors in 5ab? 1, 5. Then I can write AB. What else? 5A, 5B. AB and 5AB. So I can write factors of 5AB, all these numbers and expressions. Now we'll take this one, find the common factor of the algebraic expressions AB and AC. What is common mean? Common means belongs to both these expressions. We'll try to do separately and see what's the common factor. AB. So already B is there. I can write this one as A. A times B, AB. What about AC? C is already there. I can write A. Now compare these two. What can you see? We can see this one is common. The common factor is written within the circle. So what can you write about the common factor? Common factor is A. Let's take this expression 2ax and 6xy. Now you need to be careful. You have to take all factors and see what's common. Now if you take x only, that's not the common factor. Sometimes you need to take 2 or more factors. We can take x. Look at these two numbers, 2 and 6. 2 is common. So we can take 2 as well. So I can take, instead of taking 1x, I can take 2x out. So 2x times A there. What about 6xy? I can take 2x and 6 is 2 times 3 and y remain. Now can you see the common one inside the circle? 2x is the common factor. Now we'll take this one 7xy and 21xyz. So when you are trying to find out factors, first look at numbers 7 and 21. What's common? 7 is common. So we can take 7. Then look at carefully the letters. X is there and y is there. So we can write 7xy in one part, and what's the other one? 7xy times 1. What about this one? If you take 7xy out, how you get 21? This is 3z. Now can you see? This one is the common one for both expressions. So what's the common factor? 7xy. Take this one, a squared b and ab squared. So when you take this one, what's common? A letter is common, B letter is common. So we'll take AB. When you take AB, 1A is remaining there. When you take AB, 1B is remaining there. So what's the common one? Common factor is AB. This one. Now you get 3 expressions. So try to find out the common one for all 3. 3, 6, 9. What's common? We know that 3 is common. X is there in all 3 expressions and y is not there. So we'll take 3x out. 3x times y. 3x times then how you get 6? 3 times 2. So 2z. So check again. 3x into 2z, you get 6xz. What about this one? When you take 3x out to get 9, this is 3 and this is p. Now we see 3x is common for all these 3 expressions. That's called the common factor. So common factor is 3x. Now in this one, it's slightly different. So you are getting expressions. Now try ax plus y. So this is one expression. So that's a factor. So I can write x plus y, one expression into a. Here also x plus y is one expression into b. So what's the common one there? We can see the common one is this expression. So you need to remember when you are trying to factors, it can be just a number or letter or expression. So I can take x plus y out. So that's the common factor. Take this one. X into 2a plus b, y into 2a plus b. So what's common? We'll take this one. So I can write 2a plus b into x. Here I can write 2a plus b with y. So what's common? So this is the common part. So common factor is 2a plus b. Another one. Now try a into x minus 2y, b into x minus 2y. So these two expressions are the same. So which one is the common? You can easily get the common factor. So we can see x minus 2y into a and here x minus 2y into b. So what's the common one? This one is the common. You can write x minus 2y is the common factor. Another one. Look at carefully. M minus 2n into 5p, 7q into m minus 2n. 5 and 7, there are no common factors. PQ also not common. So that means we can take m minus 2n with 5p. Here m minus 2n with 7q. So we see this is the common factor. This one, another question. A squared x minus 3y, b squared x minus 3y. So a squared, b squared, no common factors. We can write x minus 3y into a squared. In this one, x minus 3y into b squared. So which one is common? So the common factor is this one. Belongs to both these expressions. So I can write x minus 3y is the common factor. Now we'll look at rules related to factors. So we have to do 3 rules in this unit. So we'll take the first one. Eliminate the common factor of the algebraic expression ax plus ay. Now eliminate means taking out. So when you take these expressions, you can take a letter out. A is common. So I can write taking a out, a, and then what's remaining? When you take a out, x is remaining from this one and the plus sign is there. Y is remaining from the other one. You can check again multiplying these two. You need to get this one. A into x plus a into y. Ax plus ay. So we can take a letter out from this. So that's the first rule. When you get an expression, taking one letter out from the expression. So rule number 1, if there's 2 expressions like this, one letter is common, take it out. So that's how you factorize. Now we'll use that rule in these examples. Look at carefully these two expressions. What's common? 7 and 14. A number is common there. 7 is common. When you take 7 out, what's remaining? X is remaining from this one, and then the sign comes here. 14, you already have taken 7 out. 7 times 2. So this becomes 2y. What about this one? 3, 6. What's common? P and Q. Both are not common. So 3, take it out. What's remaining? P plus 6. You get 3 times 2. So this is 2Q. This one, AB plus AC. What's common? A is common. Take it out. What's the remaining part? B plus C. Look at carefully the next one. 3m minus mn. M is common. Take it out. 3 minus n. Here, which one is common? X is common. Take it out. So what you write here? So when there's no number here means that's 1. So remember that. X means 1x. When you take x out, you can write 1 there. 1 plus y. This one, a squared plus ab. 1a is common. Take it out. A plus b. Write down the below algebraic expressions as product of two factors. So that means take the common letter or number out from these expressions. Now you have 3. So you have to do the same thing. Look at all 3 expressions and take the common one. 12p, 8q and 4. Look at the numbers. What's the common one? 4, 8, 12. 4 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 3p minus 4 already taken from 8. So that's 2. And here I told you when only one number is there, that means 4 times 1. So 4 already taken, you get 1 here. Then this one, 20x minus 15y, 35. So what's common there? 5 is common. Take it out. Remaining part you write inside. 4x, 3y and 7. This one, m is common. Take it out. The remaining part, 7m minus 2 and here n. This one, a only common. Take it out. A plus b minus c. This one, 8, 6, 3. There are no common numbers. Only x you can take. So 8x, 6y. And when you take x out, that's 3z. What about this one? A is common. When you take a out, this is a, b squared and c squared remaining. So that's how we factorize when you get 3 expressions and only one letter or number is common. Now look at this one. Write down a into x plus y plus 2b x plus y algebraic expression as product of two factors. Okay, we'll take separately this one, a into x plus y. So you can write the two factors like this. What about this one? 2b into x plus y. So we can write 2b into x plus y. Now, what's the common factor? We can see this is the common one for both expressions. So here you get an expression is common. So you can take it out. So that's the second rule. So in second rule, you can take one expression out. So what we do when you get a into x plus y, 2b into x plus y, this x plus y, you can take it out. We can take x plus y out and write down the remaining part inside the other bracket. So a plus 2b. So that's the second rule. So remember that first rule says you can take a letter or number, just one. Here you can take an expression out from the algebraic expressions. Now we'll try to use that theory in these expressions. So eliminate the common factor and write down the below expressions as product of two factors. So when you look at these two expressions, we can see a minus b is common. So make sure that you put brackets. And the remaining part also you have to write inside brackets. When you take a minus b out, this becomes x and this is 3y. So x plus 3y. This one, what's common? The whole expression is common. A plus 7 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 2p plus q. This one, try now. X minus y is common. Take it out. The remaining part is a squared plus b. This one, what's common? This one is common. So 2 plus 7y is common. Take it out and write down the remaining part inside. Look at carefully this one. P minus 2q is common. Take it out and write down the remaining part. 7m plus n squared. This one, what's common? X minus 3y. So x minus 3y, take it out. And the remaining part, 11a plus 3b inside. Several questions are there related to that. So try to do those. M plus n is common. What's remaining? 2p minus 11q. Here also x minus 3y common and 7 plus 8m is the remaining part. Always the sign here comes there. So a plus 2b. When you take it out, what you get? X squared plus y squared. This is common. 2p plus 3 is common. Take it out and then remaining part you write inside. Now we'll look at this one. Now what happens? Earlier you got two expressions. Now you have 4 expressions. So how we do that? How we try to find out the common factor when you get 4 terms? So we'll take 2 at a time. We'll take first 2 separately and the next 2 separately. So I can write ax plus ay and this one is bx plus by. When you take this expression, what's common? A is common, take it out and then I can write x plus y there. This one, b is common. I can take it out and write x plus y. Now, try to write down factors. So, what are the factors of this? X plus y and a. In this one, x plus y and b. So, what's the common factor? So, common factor for both is x plus y. So, here the common factor is x plus y. What's the other two terms? Other two terms are a and here b. Now, you are learning the third rule. What's that? When you get 4 terms, you can take 2 at a time and then factorize again. When 4 terms are found, take 2 terms at a time and find the factor. So here, take these 2 separately, these 2 separately, factorize, and then finally, you will end up with 2 expressions. Again, take the common factor out. X plus y is common. Take it out and you can write down remaining part as a plus b. Take this question, factorize. So when you are factorize, you have to take 2 terms at once. So when you take these 2, take 5 out, 5 is common, take it out, remaining part is x plus 2y. Now a is common, plus a, take it out, what's remaining? X plus 2y. Now x plus 2y is common, take it out, and the remaining part, that's 5 plus a. You write in the other bracket. This one. When you take these 2, a is common. What's the remaining part? B plus c. These 2 plus 3 is common. Then b plus c. So b plus c is common. Take it out. What's the remaining part? A plus 3. Now look at this one. Positive. So when you take first 2, a is common. Take it out. What's remaining? A plus 3. These 2 plus 5 is common. Take it out. You get a plus 3. Now a plus 3 is common. Take it out and the remaining part you write in the other bracket, a plus 5. Look at this one. I'll take this one as negative. So when you take these 2, what's common? A is common. So what's remaining? B minus C. So here 3 is common. Which one we need to take? Plus 3 or negative 3? Plus 3. When you take, you get the same term, B minus C. Now we can see B minus C is common. Take it out and the remaining part, that's A plus 3 in the other bracket. Look at this one. When you take first 2, P is common. Take it out. The remaining part is 3 plus Q. Now both minus. So we need to get minus sign out. Minus A is common. So what's remaining? 3 plus Q. Now again 3 plus Q is common. Take it out. 3 plus Q. What's remaining? P minus A. These ones. From these 2, A is common. Take it out. This is x plus y. Minus minus. So I can take minus 9 out. Then this becomes plus inside. Minus times plus becomes minus. X plus y into a minus 9. This one. When you take 2 at a time, a is common, take it out, a minus 2 there. Which one is common there? what we take, minus or plus? Look at carefully. When you take plus x out, what's remaining? X minus plus x out, you get a minus 2. So then we can see a minus 2 is common. So be careful when you have one positive and one negative. Sometimes you need to take the minus out, sometimes not. So in this case, you don't need to take minus out. You can write x plus x and then a minus 2 is remain. Then a minus 2 is common and you can write this as a plus x. This one, you take these two out. So what's common? This one, I can take x out. L minus m. Then this one, which one we can take? Minus 7 or plus 7? So think about this, minus sign in the first place. If you take minus out, you are getting minus 7 out, you are getting L minus m. That's what we need, not m minus L, other way around. So you have to get the same factor in the first one to factorize further. So we can take minus 7 out. What's remaining there? This is L minus m. So what's common now? L minus m is common. Take it out. And the remaining part is x minus 7. So in this one, just I have given two expressions just to see you can take either plus or minus. Sometimes you can just take the positive number, sometimes you can take the negative one. So here if you take L out, what's remaining? Minus 7. In this one, if you take minus m out, what should be there? Minus 7. Why? Because minus into minus becomes plus 7. So when you are asked to find out the common factor, if you take just m and 7, you can't find out common factor. So that's why. So you need to be tricky. So to get plus, it can be both minus. So m, if you take m, that's 7. Positive into positive, positive. But to get the common factor there, you need to take minus m and minus 7. Then we can see minus 7 is common. So in this one, what's the common one? Minus 7. Now the next one, find the factors of the following algebraic expressions: ax plus by plus ay plus bx. Now we discussed when you have 4 terms, you take first 2 separately and the next 2 separately. But what happens here when you take first 2 separately? You can't see any common factors. What we can do there? We can interchange the terms so that we get factors. Now by and ax, no common term. So I can switch this term here and this term there because x is common there. So I'll switch that. So first term I can write as it is. Instead of by, I can take this term here, bx. Then ay, and I can write this term there. Now see whether you can apply the previous rule, rule number 3. When you take these 2 separately and these 2 separately, you can see that. Now x is common. take it out, and you can write this as a plus b. What about this one? Plus y is there. Again, a plus b. Now a plus b is common. Take it out and write down this as x plus y. So when you can't factorize the first two, what you do? Interchange the terms. So the factors can be found by interchanging terms. Now here also AP and 6Q, there are no common terms. So what we do, I can take AQ there. So write down that AP plus AQ now. This term here and 6P already there. And I can write 6Q last. Take first two. A is common. Take it out. Then P plus Q. Remain. Then this one plus 6 is common. Take it out and P plus Q is remaining. Then P plus Q, take it out and the remaining part is A plus 6. So that's how we factorize. Now take this one also. 3a and bx, can you find factors? You can't find factors. So what you do? You interchange this to this. So I can rewrite this as 3a plus ax and 3b plus bx. Then take first two separately and the last two separately and factorize. What's common there? A is common. When you take a out, 3 plus x is remaining. From these two, b is common. 3 plus x remain. Now 3 plus x is common. So you can take 3 plus x out and write down the remaining factor inside. So you get 3 plus x into a plus b. Now we need to talk about factors of trinomial quadratic expressions. So you are learning three terms. Trinomial. Tri means 3. Bi means 2. Tri means 3. So something about 3. Quadratic expression. What are quadratic expressions? Have you heard about this word? Quadratic means when you get maximum power is 2, we call those are quadratic expressions. So in this expression, you get 3 terms. That's why it's trinomial. Why this is quadratic? You get power 2. So there are 3 terms to this expression. As x squared term is there, this is a quadratic expression. So we are trying to factorize when you get 3 terms with a square term. So when 3 terms of x squared plus 5x plus 6 are converted to 4 terms, can factorize by taking 2 at a time. So we did 3 rules. What's the third one? When you get 4 terms, take 2 terms at once and factorize. But 3 terms there. So if we can split 1 term to 2, you get 4 terms. So that's our idea. How can we factorize trinomials? 3 terms you split into 4 terms. So how you are going to do that? So this is the method. So step number 1 is here first you have to write in order. Square term first and x term then and the constant term third. And what we do, we multiply first and the last terms. X squared into 6. What you get? 6x squared. Here the sign is important. So plus sign. So you need to observe the sign. So you are getting plus 6x squared. Then what you do? You are trying to find out factors of 6x squared. So we'll first look at the number. What are the factors of 6? We know that's 1 into 6, 2 into 3. That's all. So try to find out the factors, and then what you do, when you multiply here, when you add these two, can you get the middle term? 1 and 6, both positive. So plus 1 and plus 6, you get plus 7. But the middle term is plus 5. So you can't take 1 and 6. So what about 2 and 3? 2 plus 3, you get 5. So first you need to identify, when you add the factors, are we getting the middle term? Yes, we are getting the middle term by these two factors. So that means these are the correct expressions. So how can you write 6x squared? I can write 2x into 3x. Not just 2 times 3, you get 6. So 6x squared means 2x times 3x. Then when you add the factors 2x and 3x, you are getting 5x. So what we do, when you get quadratic, trinomial quadratic expressions, you are splitting the middle term into 2 parts. So I can rewrite this as x squared. Instead of 5x, I can write plus 2x and 3x. Now we get 4 terms. Take 2 at a time and factorize. X is common, take it out. X plus 2 is remaining. 3 is common, take it out. Again, x plus 2 is remaining. Now, x plus 2 is common. Take it out. So what's the remaining part? X plus 3. So what's the step? First multiply the first and the last and try to find out all factors and how you select the correct factors. When you add the factors, you need to get the middle term. So here, this expression, both are pluses. All 3 terms are pluses. Now we'll look at these expressions. Now we get same type of questions, all positive. So how can we factorize? Rearrange it, already there, x squared 7, x term and the constant. 12 into x squared, 12x squared, what's the sign? Positive sign. What are the factors of 12? 1 into 12, 2 into 6, 3 into 4. Now select the appropriate factors. What's the suitable one to get 7? How can we split 7? 1 and 12, can you do that? No, 2 and 6 you can't because you get 8. 3 and 4. So that means you can write this is 3x and 4x. So these are the appropriate factors. So 3x and 4x. So I can split 7x into 3x and 4x. Now take 2 at a time and factorize. When you take x out, you get x plus 3 there. When you take 4, you get x plus 3 because 4 times 3, 12. Now x plus 3 is common. Take it out. Then you get x plus 4. Now try this one. A squared plus 8a plus 15. So when you multiply these two, you get plus 15a squared. So the sign is positive. What are the factors of 15? 1, 15, 3 times 5. What else? Those are the factors. Now see how you get the middle term 8a. Can we take 1 and 15? No, we have to take 3 and 5 because 3 plus 5, 8. So This is a squared, so you need 3a times 5a. So these are the two factors appropriate to this one. So I can split 8a using that 3a and 5a. Take 2 at a time and factorize. A is common, take it out. A plus 3 is remaining. 5 and 15 plus 5 is common, take it out, and a plus 3 also remaining. Then a plus 3 again common, take it out, and you can write the remaining part inside brackets. So the factors are a plus 3 and a plus 5. Now try these ones. Similar way, all these pluses. X squared into 18, 18x squared, this is plus. What are the factors of 18? Always start from 1 and see. Then 2 with 9, 3 with 6. Those are the factors. Now select the suitable factors. Is it 1 and 18 or 2 and 9? Or 3 and 6? Which one? 2 and 9. 2 plus 9 is 11. So we have to select this one. So how can you write 18x squared? This is 2x and 9x. Now we'll split the middle term to 2x and 9x. Take 2 at a time and factorize. X is common, take it out, that's x plus 2. 9 is common, take it out, that's x plus 2. Now x plus 2 is common. What's the remaining part? X plus 9. This one, m and 14. M squared and 14, 14 m squared. Factors of 14. 1 with 14. 2 with 7. Those are the factors. Which one is suitable to get 9? 2 and 7. So we can write 2m and 7m, both positive. So I can split instead of 9m, that's 2m and 7m. Now take 2 at a time and factorize. I can take m out and the remaining part inside brackets. Here 7 out and you get same thing, m plus 2. M plus 2, when you take it out, m plus 7 is remaining. These ones now, in this one, can you see the number first, but this is also in order. Square term, then the middle one is just the simple one without the square term and a constant. So you can do this way as well. No need to rewrite the square term first. Same thing, 16 times p squared plus 16 p squared. What are the factors of plus 16? Sign is important. This is plus 16. Plus 16 times plus 1. 16 times 1, 2 times 8, 4 times 4. Now, which one is suitable? 4 and 4, 8, 16 and 1, 17. So you need to select these two factors, 2 and 8. So this becomes 2p and 8p. These both are positive. Now we can split the middle term to 2p and 8p. Take 2 at a time, rule number 3 now. When you get 4 terms, take 2 at a time and factorize. Take 2 out, 2 is common, you get 8 plus p. When you take p out, you get 8 plus p again. Then 8 plus p, take it out, you get 2 plus p. Now what's the difference? You get a negative sign. So here positive, negative, positive. What's the earlier one? Something positive, something again positive. Now what's the pattern here? Square term positive, the middle term negative, and the last term positive. Now we'll see how we can do when the signs are different. The middle term of the expression is now minus 7a, not plus 7a. But you follow the same procedure. A squared and 12, you get positive 12a squared. So you need positive 12. But when you add the factors, you need to get minus 7a. So how can you get positive values? And when you add, you need to get negative values. First, we'll write down factors. Factors of 12, 1 and 12, 2, 6 and 3, 4. But you can take plus into plus as well. But we know that negative times negative is positive. So if we put negative 1 into negative 12, you get positive 12. Negative 2 into negative 6, again positive 12. So either you can take both pluses or both minuses. In this case, you need to take minus value because when you add 3 and 4, you get plus 7. But we need minus 7. So you need to take minus 3 and minus 4. Minus 3 minus 4, you get minus 7. So these are the two appropriate factors. So here you need a squared. This is 3a and minus 4a. Now we can split the middle term. Minus 3a minus 4a plus 12. Take 2 at a time and factorize. a minus 3. Now which one we take? You can take plus 4 or minus 4. If you take plus 4, what happens? You are getting minus a inside, but we need plus a. So always check the previous factor. So we need to take minus 4 out to get a here. If you take minus out, this becomes minus 3. Now we get same factor, a minus 3, and what's the remaining one? A minus 4. Now we'll apply that in these examples. Middle term is negative, but the last term is positive. 12x squared, 1 and 12, just one factor. What are the other factors? 2 with 6, 3 with 4. This is plus, but the middle term is negative, means you need to take both negatives. Minus 8, how you get minus 8? Minus 2 and minus 6. So these are the two appropriate factors. So you can write 2x and 6x. So split the middle term into minus 2x minus 6x plus 12 and take 2 at a time. So when you take x out, this is x minus 2. Which one we take? Minus 6 or plus 6? You need to get positive x inside. So we need to take minus 6 out. X minus 2. So x minus 2 is there and x minus 6. This one. Plus 14y squared. 1 and 14. And what are the other factors? 2 and 7. That's all. Middle term is minus 9. Definitely we know that both should be minus, and to get y squared, this should be both y's. So minus 2y times minus 7y, you get 14y squared. Now split the middle term. Take 2 at a time and factorize. Take y out, the remaining part y minus 2. Here we have to take minus 7 out to get positive y here. Then this becomes minus 2. So y minus 2 and y minus 7. This one, all the terms in order, square term, then the single term and the constant. 16m squared. What are the factors? 1 and 16, 2 with 8, 4 and 4. Middle term is negative 10. So we have to select the appropriate one. So to get m squared, this should be m and n. Minus 2m and minus 8m, you get minus 10m. So we are splitting the middle term into 2. Minus 2m minus 8m plus 16. Take 2 at a time. M out, you get m minus 2. Here, take minus 8 out, m minus 2. Because minus 8 and minus 2, you get plus 16. M minus 2 there, common. What's the remaining one? M minus 8. This one, p squared into 30, 30p squared. What are the factors of 30? 1 and 30, 2 with 15, 3 with 10. Can we get 4? No. Then that's all. What about 6? 6 times 5. So that means I can write 5 times 6. When you go in order, I can write 5 times 6. So those are the factors. But the middle term is negative. Both numbers should be negative. What are the suitable one to get 17? Minus 17. I can take 2 and 15. So these both should be negative. This is p and p there to get p squared. Now split the middle term. Minus 2p minus 15p plus 30. Take 2 at a time. Now do it. Take p out. What's remaining? P minus 2. Here, which one we take? Minus 15 you can take to get plus p. P minus 2. P minus 2 into p minus 15. Now what happens when you get different factors here? Can you proceed? No, that means something wrong with your previous step. So make sure you need to get the same factor to proceed further. This one, the constant first and the square term last. So you don't need to rearrange it. What are the factors of 16y square? Factors of 16, 116, 2, 8, 4, 4. What are the suitable ones to get minus 10? Minus 2 and minus 8. And this becomes y and y. Now I am splitting the middle term, minus 10y to minus 2y and minus 8y. Take 2 at a time and factorize. What's common there? 2 is common. And I can write 8 minus y. In this one, minus y is common. 8 minus y. Minus into minus is plus. Now we get same factor. So 8 minus y. And the other one is 2 minus y. Some more questions? Try. 21 with y squared. 21 y squared. What are the factors of 21? 1 with 21, 3 with 7, and the middle term is minus 10. We can't take 1 and 21, so definitely we know these two both negative, and we can write y's as well. Split the middle term and factorize by taking 2 at a time. This one you can take 3 out, and the remaining part 7 minus y. This one you can take y out. Are we taking minus y or plus y out? We need plus 7, so we need to take minus y out. 7 minus y. 7 minus y is common, take it out. The remaining part is 3 minus y. This one, k squared into 15. So 15k squared. Factors of 15. 1, 15, 3, 5. Now we need to select appropriate factors to get minus 16. So 1 and 15 you get 16. So this both should be negative to get negative 16 here. So k squared you get minus 1k and minus 15k. Split the middle term. So you can write 1k or without 1 also correct. Take 2 at a time and factorize. Take k out. K minus 1 is there. Here. That's why it's important to write 1. If you take k out, you are getting 1 there. Here we can take minus 15 out. The remaining part is k minus 1. So k minus 1 is common. Take it out. The remaining part is k minus 15. And also you can multiply and see whether you are getting the previous expression. So here k into k. Likewise, you can check whether your answer is correct. Factors of 48. What are the factors of 48? 1 with 48, 2 with 24, 3 with 16, and 4 with 12. So likewise, you can write down factors, but no need to write down all if we can find out at once. Minus 19. How we get 19 from these two? By adding the numbers, because we saw that if it's minus and then plus, you need both minus. So we can select 3 and 16 as the factors to get 19. Both should be minus to get plus 48. So split the middle term into minus 3h and minus 16h. Take 2 at a time. When you take h out, you get h minus 3. Here you need to take minus 16 out to get plus h. Then minus 3. H minus 3 is common. Take it out and write h minus 16. Factors of 32 now to get minus 18. 1 with 32, 2 with 16. Here, when you are trying to find out factors, just see whether you get this number. We see that already it's there, so you don't need to find all factors. We can see 2 and 16 becomes 18. This should be minus 2m and minus 16m. So the factors are minus 2m and minus 16m. Now take 2 at a time and factorize. Take m out, you get m minus 2 there. When you take minus 16 out, m minus 2 again. Now m minus 2 is common. Take it out and write down the remaining factor there, m minus 16. This one, you need 19l squared. What are the factors of 19? 19 is a prime number. So, in prime numbers, you can't find other factors, always 1 and itself. So, 1 and 19. We are getting 19 and 1, 20. So, both should be negative, and this is minus 1l and minus 19l. Split the middle term into 1l and 19l. Take 2 at a time and factorize. L is common, take it out. You get L minus 1. It's good to write 1, then you can easily see when you take L out, the remaining part is 1. Here 19, minus 19 when you take, that's L minus 1. So L minus 1 is common, take it out. L minus 19 is remaining. Now what's the change? The middle term is plus and the last term is negative. So far, what are the things we did? We did all terms positive. Second one, we did middle term negative, but the last term is positive. Now we are trying to learn how to factorize when the middle term is positive and the last term is negative. So same procedure, you multiply the first and the last, but now you are getting minus 18x squared. Earlier, both cases, these two, you got plus as the final value. Now you are getting minus 18. First, without considering the sign, what are the factors of 18? 1 and 18, 2 with 9, 3 with 6. Now just check. This is not about adding now, because to get minus, one number should be positive and the other one should be negative. So one positive, one negative, and the product you get negative. And how you get the middle term? Now the middle term is plus 7. Positive value. If we take plus 9 and minus 2, you can get plus 7. So in this case, when you get a negative one, what we do? Try out the factors. The bigger number should be positive. To get plus 7, you need plus 9 and minus 2. So first select the appropriate one and put plus for the bigger factor. So here minus 18x squared is obtained when multiplying the first term and the final term. Since the middle term is plus 7x, the larger factor of both factors must be positive. Now we can split. So to get x squared, this should be x and x. Now I can split 7x into minus 2x and plus 9x. Take 2 at a time. When you take x out, you get x minus 2. Take plus 9 out, x minus 2. Here we need to take plus because x first, that's positive. X minus 2 is common. Take it out and the remaining part we write here. Now we'll apply that rule in these examples. Now we can see the middle term is plus and the last one is negative. So when you multiply, always you get a negative value. So negative 10 squared. So factors of 10, 1 10, 2 5, and then to get plus 3, One should be plus and one should be negative, but the bigger number should be positive. So when you select this one, this is plus and this is minus. Plus 5 and minus 2, you are getting plus 3. Then this is A and A. So that's how we find out the appropriate factors. So A squared minus 2A and plus 5A. Take 2 at a time and factorize. When you factorize, you get A minus 2. When you take plus 5, this is A minus 2 again. A minus 2 is common. Take it out and write A plus 5. Next one. Minus 30B squared. Factors of minus 30. 130, 2 with 15, 3 with 10. Think about without writing. Can you get the middle term 7 plus 7? Definitely not with 1 and 30. 2 with 15, you are not getting. 3 with 10, you are getting 7. So we can think about 3 and 10. Plus 7 means the bigger number is plus and the smaller one is negative. To get b squared, both should be b's. Now we can split the middle term to minus 3b plus 10b. Take first 2 and last 2 separately. Here we can take b out. This one you can take 10 out. Now b minus 3 is common and here b plus 10. Now try to find out the factors at once. Minus 20c squared. What are the factors of 20? 1 and 20. 2 with 10. Now see, 2 with 10. Are we getting 8? Yes. So 2 with 10. The middle term is positive, means the bigger number is positive and the smaller one is negative. To get c squared, this should be c and c. Now split the middle term. Minus 2c plus 10c minus 20. Take 2 at a time. Take c out. You get c minus 2 plus 10 out. You get c minus 2. Then c minus 2 is common. What's remaining? C plus 10. Now here the constant term is first. It doesn't matter. As long as this term in the middle, it's okay. You can get the square term first or last. Minus 12p squared. Middle term is plus 4. Think about factors. 1 with 12. 2 with 6. 2 with 6, you can get 4. So I'm not writing all factors now. I'm writing appropriate one. 2 with 6. But plus 4 is there. This is plus and minus. So to get p squared, this is p and p. Now I can split the middle term. Take 2 at a time and factorize. You can take 2 out, you get 6 minus p. Plus p there, 6 minus p. 6 minus p is common. Remaining one is 2 plus p. This one, 21 minus k squared. Minus 21 k squared. What's the suitable one? To get 4. 1 with 21. 3 with 7. 3 and 7. You are getting 4. So 3 with 7 plus 4 means this is plus, this is minus, and to get k squared, both should be k's. Now you can do fast. You don't need to write down all factors and see where you get plus 4. Now take 2 at a time. 3 is common there. 7 minus k. plus k is common and you get 7 minus k. 7 minus k is common, take it out, you get 3 plus k. Now what happens in this one? Middle term is also negative and also the constant term is also negative. So we'll revise what we did. We did all positive, then we did middle term negative and the last term positive, and the third one we did middle term positive and the last term negative. Now we are doing middle term negative as well as last term negative. So in this case you got all positive, this is middle term negative, this is last term negative. Now you are getting middle term and last term both are negative. So what we do? Same procedure. When you multiply first and the last, you get minus 10a square. This is also minus like previous one. Factors of minus 10 to get minus 3. Think about factors 1 with 10, 2 with 5. 2 and 5 relates to 3. So we'll write 2 and 5. Now what happens? This is a and a. Middle term is negative means you need to get the bigger one negative. Negative 5a and plus 2a, you get negative 3a. So middle term is negative means select the bigger one negative. So here say the middle term is negative 3a. The larger factor of both factors must be negative. So we can use that one to split the middle term. A squared minus, first we'll write plus 2a minus 5a minus 10. Here, don't think that I can in this one, here you can write minus 5a first and then write 2a. You get the same answer. So don't worry about which one to write first. You can write any two factors first. If you can't see the factors, then what you do? You can interchange the terms. When you take first two, you get a. That's a plus 2. Minus 5, common for both. So I can take minus 5 out. Then you get a plus 2. A plus 2 is common and you get a minus 5. So in this case also, when negative is in the middle term, you have to select the larger factor negative. Now we'll use that one to factorize. Now straight away we'll try to find out the factors without writing all. Minus 12. Factors of 12 to get 4. 1, 12, 2, 6. 2, 6, you get 4. Middle term is negative means bigger number should be negative. This is 6x and minus 6x and 2x. So x squared plus 2x minus 6x minus 12. When you take first two, you get x plus 2. When you take minus out, minus 6x, minus 6 out, you get x plus 2. So x plus 2, x minus 6. This one to get minus 20y squared, the middle term minus 8. 1 and 20, 2 with 10. 2, 10, you get 8. So 2 and 10. This is y and y. Middle term is negative means the bigger one is negative. Split the middle term. I can write the 10y first as well. We'll do that because always I took the smaller one first, but you don't need that. Take first 2 and you can see y is common. When you take 2 out, you get y minus 10. Now y minus 10 is common. Take it out and write down the remaining factor, y plus 2. This one, minus 22. Factors of minus 22, 1 with 22. You are not getting 9. 2 with 11. 2 and 11, you are getting 9. So 2 with 11. Minus means in the middle, bigger one is minus and this is positive. So you can write this one and split the middle term to 2z minus 11c. Take 2 at a time and factorize. When you take z out, that's z plus 2, minus 11 out, that's z plus 2. So z plus 2 is common and you get z minus 11. This one, minus 20m squared when you multiply first and the last. Middle term is minus, m means this is minus 1m. Factors of 20. 1 with 20, 2 with 10 and 4 with 5. 4 and 5. Difference is 1. And the middle term is negative means bigger number is negative and this is positive. Split the middle term. And take 2 at a time and factorize. So I'll take 4 plus 4 out, you get m minus 5. So m minus 5 into m plus 4. This one, h squared into minus 26 h squared. 1 with 26, 2 with 13. 2 and 13, you get 11. This is minus 11. You'd have to take the difference. So minus for the larger number and this is positive. Splitting the middle term to plus 2h and minus 13h. Take first 2 terms, you get h common. When you take these 2, you can take minus 13 out. And h plus 2 is common and h minus 13 remaining. This one again quadratic. All these are trinomial quadratic expressions. 3 terms and the square term is there. Minus 30m squared. 1 and 30. 2 with 15. You need minus 13. So 2 with 15. The middle term is negative, so the bigger number, larger number negative, and this one is positive. Here, k squared into 30, not m squared. So this should be k squared. So k is there. Now split the middle term. K squared plus 2k and minus 15k. When you take first 2, k plus 2. When you take minus 15 out, that's k plus 2. K plus 2 is common. And k minus 15 is remaining. Now look at this one. Write the following algebraic expressions as square terms. Now slightly different. So you have given expressions and you are asked to write as square terms. So what can you see about these numbers? 4, 16, 9, 25, 49, 64. All are square numbers. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 4, 16. So we can easily write in terms of a square number. X squared is already there. So 4 I can write 2 times 2. If I write 2x whole thing squared, you get the same thing. 2 times 2, 4, x into x, x squared. So final answer is 4x squared. So this is a square term. So this is the expression and you get a square term. Now try this one, 16p squared. How can you write as a square term? 16 means 4 times 4. So I can write 4p whole thing squared. 9m squared, 3m whole thing squared. 25 is 5 times 5. 5h whole thing squared. 49, 7 times 7. 7l whole thing squared. 64 means 8 times 8. 8k whole thing squared. 36, 6 times 6. 6p whole thing squared. And 81 means 9 times 9. 9a whole thing squared. Now we know how to write down any expression as a square term. Write as difference between two square terms. Difference means subtraction. You have given two expressions and both we need to write as square terms. X squared, already a square term, you can write as it is. Minus 4y squared, we did that before. 4 is 2 times 2, so I can write 2y whole thing squared. So difference between means this is as negative. So two square terms with minus sign in the middle. Then the next one, 9 minus a squared. 9, how can you write as a square term? 3 squared. And a squared already there. This one, 25, 5 squared. And 4a squared. 4 is 2 times 2. So I can write 2a whole thing squared. This one, 16. 4 times 4. So this is 4a whole thing squared. And 9 is 3 and 3. So 3b whole thing squared. 81. 9 times 9. So 9x whole thing squared. 49 means 7 into 7. 7y whole thing squared. 36 means 6 times 6. You can write like this. And 121 is, can you remember square terms? Square numbers, 11 times 11. Seventh one, a squared, b squared. I can write ab whole thing squared. 16, 4 times 4. So 4 squared. X squared is also a square. So I can write as it is. And 144 is 12 times 12. 12 squared. This one. 4 is 2 times 2. So I can write 2y whole thing squared. 81 as 9 times 9. 16 again a square number. 4 times 4. 169. So you need to know square terms. 2 times 2, 4. 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 4, 16. So like that, 169 is 13 times 13. 13 q squared. So in this one, we did writing any expression in terms of difference between two square terms. Now look at this one. Find the factors of the difference between two squared terms. Now you have given this one. A squared term is there and a constant term. What's missing when you compare with trinomials? We got three terms. One a squared and the next one should be a term. Now nothing means you can take the middle term as 0a. So we can rewrite this question as a squared plus 0a minus 4 and proceed as before, like factorizing trinomials. We'll do that. A times minus 4 a squared, factors of minus 4 and the middle term is 0. So 2 and 2. 2a and 2a, but both are the same. So one is positive and one is negative. When you add, you are getting 0a. Now we'll try to split that. 0, you can write plus 2a and minus 2a. And when you take the first two separately, you get a plus 2. And here negative sign and 2 is common, a plus 2. Then a plus 2 common, you get a minus 2. So this is a long process. Now you have two terms, but when you are trying with 0 term in the middle, it takes time. So what we can do, we can find out an easy way. So I'll explain when you get two terms how we can factorize. Now we will take the same question, a squared minus 4. Here a square term and here 4 is also a square term. Now can you see we can rewrite this as 2 squared. Difference between two square terms. So a squared and 2 squared. So when you get two square terms, what we do? We can write two factors like this and think about how you get a squared, that's a and a. How you get 4, that's 2 and 2. So you write down the factors and one factor is positive and one factor is negative. So that's really easy when you get two terms and both terms are square terms. So what you call that? Difference between two square terms. When you get difference between two square terms, you can write the first one here and the last one. 4 you get 2 and 2, so this number. So when you write down the square term, these two comes here. And one is minus and the other one is positive. Now we can factorize all these using difference between two square terms. 16. First you have to write as a square term. 16 is 4 times 4. So I can write as 4 squared. What's the next step then? Put two brackets. X squared is x and x. This is 4 and 4. One is positive and one is negative. So you can switch this factor first and this one last. So one factor is always positive and the other one is negative. So in this one 49 you can write 7 squared. So what are the factors? Y, this is minus 7 and plus 7. This one 36 you can write 6 squared. So 6 first and then p. So what are the factors? 6 minus p and 6 plus p. Now try to factorize using difference between two square terms. First thing you have to write as square terms. 7a whole thing squared and 5b whole thing squared. Then easy. You write 7a first and the second term is 5b. One is negative and one is positive. This one, 81. 9x whole thing squared. 49. 7y whole thing squared. Now write down the two values. 9x here and 7y. One is positive and one is negative. This one, try. 144. 12x whole thing squared. 12 times 12, 144. 5 and 5, 25. How you write down the factors? Put two brackets. First term here and the last term here. And one is positive, other one is negative. Now it's easy. Two terms you can, and both are square terms. If both are square terms, you can apply this. Not for all factorization, 11y whole thing squared. Then you can straight away write 9x and then other term is 11y. One is positive and the other one is negative. Some more questions? A squared, b squared, I can write ab whole thing squared. 25, 5c squared. So when you take the difference, AB first and 5C next. One is positive, one is negative. This one, 121 is 11P whole thing squared. 49 is 7Q whole thing squared. So how you write down the factors? 11P, 7Q. One is positive and the other one is negative. What about this one? Write as a square term, 4x whole thing squared and 13y whole thing squared. Write down the two brackets and first term first and the last term second. One is positive, one is negative. Here also write as a square term AB whole thing squared and CD whole thing squared. One is positive, one is negative. This is plus, minus. So here we use difference between two squared terms. Now what happens? Can you write down this as a square term? 2a squared. 2 is not a square number. What we do then? When you get something like this with two numbers, we can take the common one out. So eliminate the common factor 2 first. Then what you get when you eliminate that one? So we'll take the same question. I'm taking 2 out. 2 is common. A squared minus 25 now. But we know 25 is a square number. Now we can use difference between two square terms. I can rewrite this as a squared and 5 squared. Now 2 is there. What are the factors of this? A here, 5, 5. 1 is positive and 1 is negative. So it's easy. When you get extra term, try to eliminate that and then think about applying difference between two square terms. In this one, what's common? I can see A, you can take it out. Then you get A squared minus 49. Both these are squared numbers. You can apply difference between two square terms. I can write this one as plus 7 and minus 7. Now try to factorize these ones. You can take the common term out. I can take 4 out. What's remaining? 25y squared. And here 4 is there. I can write, what's the, before that I'll write down the, when you take 4 out, I can write this as a square term. So 25, 5 into 5. So 5y whole thing squared. Now write down the factors. X is the term there. Don't take the square term. 5y is the other term. Then this is plus and this is negative. In this one, what's common? I can take 4 out. When you take 4 out, that's 4a squared minus 4 times 9. 9b squared. Now 4 and 9 both are square terms. I can write this is as 2a whole thing squared and this one as 3b whole thing squared. Then take the difference between two square terms. 4 is already there. The two factors are 2a plus 3b and 2a minus 3b. So you have to do this step to identify the factors. So you have to write down square terms and then we take these two terms. This one, x is common. Take it out. 4x squared minus 9y squared. And then write as a square term 2x whole thing squared and 3y whole thing squared. Then apply difference between two square terms, 2x plus 3y and 2x minus 3y. How we do this one? Write as a square term. I can write this one as a squared whole thing squared. b4, how can you write? b squared whole thing squared. Now apply difference between two square terms. A squared plus b squared and a squared minus b squared. Can you factorize further? Plus 1 we can't. When you get two square term with plus, we don't know how to factorize. But we know the difference between two square terms. That means when you get square terms with minus, we know how to factorize. So you can factorize further. A squared plus b squared. Here again you can factorize. One is positive, the other one is negative. So a plus b and a minus b. So if you do up to this point, you are getting half marks. So you need to factorize completely. Find the value using factor knowledge. Look at these two. 7.5 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 2.7 and 7.3. Now we can simplify inside brackets. So 7.5 times addition of these two numbers, 7 plus 3, 10. 7 plus 2, 9 and 10. So you get 10. Just multiply this by 10. It's easy. Move the decimal place one place to right. So you get 75 as the answer. What about this one? Look at carefully. 9.3 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 9.3. So this is 3.5 and 6.5. Now add these two. You get 10, 1 remaining. 6 plus 3, 8. 6 plus 3, 9. 9 plus 1, 10. Again, just multiply by 10. 9.3 times 10 is 93. Now, using factorization method, you can find out values. Otherwise, you have to multiply all these decimals and then add it. So, which one is easy? Use this method. Again 12.5 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 12.5 and here minus 2.5. Now the subtraction. So what's 12.5 minus 2.5? You get 10. So 10 times 12.5, you move one place to the right. The answer is 125. This one you get two square terms. Apply the difference between two square terms. One is plus and the other one is negative. When you add these two, you get 50. Then what about this one? When you subtract, you get 4. 4 times 50. That's 200. So it's easy to apply the difference between two square terms to find the answers. This one, difference between two square terms. So I can write one factor positive, one factor negative. So when you add these two, you get 200. What's the subtraction? You get 6. So 6 times 200, 1,200. In this one also you get difference between two square terms. So one is positive, one is negative. Then when you add these two, you get 10 multiplied. When you subtract, you get 5. 5 times 10, the answer is 50. Look at this one now. You get how many expressions? 1, 2, 3, 4. What's that? Rule number 3. When you get 4 expressions, take 2 at a time and factorize. These two will take, what's the common one? 2.3 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 4.5 and 5.5. When you take last two, 7.7 is common. You get 4.5 and 5.5. Now when you add what you get, 2.3, here this is same. 4.5 plus 5.5, you get 10. Here also you get 10. Now we see 10 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 2.3 and 7.7. Now when you add these two, what you get? 7 plus 3, 10 and 10 again. 10 times 10, you get 100. So as there are 4 terms, take 2 terms at a time and factorize. This one, how many terms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll follow the same procedure. We'll take these two and these two. 8.7 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 4.6 and 5.4. From this, you can take 1.3 out. What's remaining? 4.6 and 5.4. Now, add these two. 6 plus 4, 10. 5 plus 4, so you get 10 here. What about this one? Same thing. So you get 10. Now, two expressions. 10 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 8.7 and 1.3. So 10 times. What's the addition? Again 10. 10 times 10, you get 100. Now we'll look at review exercise in your textbook. So you need to know how to factorize expressions just normal expressions, and then we did trinomials, and then difference between two square terms. Write each of the following algebraic expressions as a product of factors. So you have to take the common term out and write down the remaining part inside brackets. What's common here? 8 and 12. We see 4 is common. Take it out. Remaining part you write inside. This one, 9 and 18. 9 is common. Take it out. Remaining part, a plus 2y inside brackets. 3m plus 6. 3 is common. Take it out. So 6 is 3 times 2. So you get m plus 2. 20 and 30. 10 is common. 2a minus 3b. This one, 4 is common. P minus 5. 5q. So 4 times 5, you get minus 20. 4 times minus 5, you get minus 20. 12 and 4, I can take 4 out. 3 minus k. This one, now 3 expressions. 3 terms are there, so see, common for all 3. 3 is common, take it out. The remaining part, you write inside brackets. 3 times 5, so you get 5b, 3 times 4. 12 minus 8, 4. 4 is common. 3a minus 2b plus 1, because I can write this one as 4 times 1. 9 minus 3 minus 6, 3 is common. 3 minus b minus 2c. So you get 9 minus 3b minus 6c. These two, you can take 4 out or minus 4 out. Doesn't matter, you can take any term. So I can take 4 out. You get minus 3x inside plus y. Or I can change the terms and write down y minus 3x. Same answer. Minus minus both there, that means common for both. Minus 4, we'll take it out. Then you get this one, a plus b. This one, which one we can take? Either minus or plus. We'll take minus 3 out. If you take minus 3, this becomes positive. 2 minus m. Because minus minus, you get positive. Take a out. Remaining part, b plus c. You can take p out and then not p there. What's the value here? 1, because just p means 1p. 1 minus q. 3 terms are there. A is common. Take it out. b plus c minus d. This one, 3, you can take it out, and also x is common. So we can take 3x out. So what's remaining? This becomes 1 plus 2y. What about this one? b is common and 3. So 3b, you can take it out. You can write 2a minus 3c. Multiply and see whether you get the term. 3b into minus 3c, you get minus 9bc. Here 4p, you can take it out. 4p, that means a plus b minus 1. Because 4p, when you take it out, 1 is remaining. In this one, you can take x out. You get x squared plus 2. This one. M, you can take it out. 3 minus 2n m remaining. This one, 6 is also common. S is also common. I can take 6x out. 6 is out. That means 1 minus 2, 1s and 1t. Example number 1. Factorize 3x plus 6y plus kx plus 2ky. 4 terms. What's the method? Take 2 at a time and factorize. From these two, I can take 3 out. You get x plus 2y. From these two, I can take plus k out, x plus 2y. Now we see x plus 2y is common, and then the remaining part you write inside brackets. Example number 2. Similar way, 4 terms you can take first 2 and last 2 separately. If you take this one, you can take a out. So a minus 3 is there. When you take b out, a minus 3 there. So a minus 3 is common. What's remaining? A plus b. Example number 3. Same method. X is common, take it out, you get x plus y. Now what happens? Both minus, you can take minus 1 out because xy only 1 is common. Take 1 out, you get x plus y. X plus y and the remaining part x minus 1. Exercise 6.1. Factorize each of the following algebraic expressions. So you get 4 terms. Take 2 at a time. A is common, you get x plus y, plus 3 is common, x plus y. So x plus y and a plus 3. These two. A is common. You get x minus 8. Here, plus 3 is common. Then you get x minus 8. So x minus 8 and a plus 3. What about these two? M is common. Take it out. You get p minus q. Minus n. So which one we take? Minus n or plus n? You need positive p. So we'll take minus n. P minus q. So you get p minus q and m minus n. This one, which one is common? A is common. Take it out. You get k plus l. Both negative. You can take negative b out. K plus l you are getting. So k plus l is common. And the remaining part is a minus b. This one, take 2 at a time and factorize. X, take it out, you get x plus 4. When you take minus 3 out, that's x plus 4 again. X plus 4 is common. Remaining part you write separately. This one, when you take these two, y is common, take it out, y minus 7. So in this one, do we take minus 2 or plus 2? You take minus 2 to get positive y inside. And this becomes minus because minus minus becomes plus. So y minus 7 and y minus 2. This one again, take 2 at a time and see whether you can factorize. Here a is common, take it out. This one 2 is common. You get same thing. A minus 8 and a plus 2. This one, b, you can take it out, b plus 5, and minus minus, you can take minus 2 out. You get positive here because positive into negative is negative. So b plus 5 and b minus 2. This one, take 2 at a time and factorize. Here also 2 at a time and factorize. This one, 5 is common. Take it out. When you take 5, this is 1. 1 plus x. Here minus y will take it out. Then this becomes 1 plus x. 1 plus x and 5 minus y. This one, when you take a out, x minus 1. Here to get plus x, we'll take minus 1 out. X minus 1 again, minus minus plus. X minus 1 and a minus 1. Then example number 1 now. These are trinomial quadratics. How you factorize? Multiply the first and the last. You get plus 6x squared and try to factorize plus 6x squared, and when you add the factors you need to get plus 5. 6, 1, 6, 2 and 3. 2, 3 you are getting 5. So 2x and 3x are the appropriate factors. So you can split the middle term to 2x and 3x. Now we can take 3 at a time and factorize. You get x plus 2 here. When you take 3 out, you get x plus 2. X plus 2 is common for both. Take it out and write x plus 3 as the other factor. This one, middle term, is negative and the other one is positive. So what you do, when you find out the factors, the larger factor should be negative. So we'll try to find out positive 12x squared and find out the factors so that the difference is minus 8 or the addition. Tell me, this is the second part we did. This is minus, this is plus, means both the factors are negative. So here find both negative factors to get positive 12x squared. So what are the suitable factors? 6 and 2. So 6 and 2 you get minus 6x and minus 2x. Now we'll split the middle term and take 2 at a time and factorize. So here you can take minus 2 out and write x minus 6. So x minus 6 is common. What's remaining? X minus 2. Example number 3. Now the middle term is positive and the last term is negative. Then what we do? Now you are getting the difference. When you take the difference, you need to get plus 2. That means larger factor is positive. So we'll do multiply these two, you get minus 15 y squared. Find out the factors of minus 15. The difference is plus 2. 15 is 5 and 3. So the positive, the bigger one should be positive. So this is plus and this is minus. So I can write the middle term as plus 5y and minus 3y. Take 2 at a time and factorize. So here I can take minus 3 out. This becomes y plus 5. Y plus 5 is common. You get y minus 3. Example number 4. Both negative. So what's the situation? Both negative means When you multiply, you are getting negative, and the difference is minus 1. So the bigger number, the bigger factor is negative here. So what are the suitable factors to get minus 1? 5 and 4, bigger one should be negative. Minus 5a and plus 4a. Now split the middle term. Take 2 at a time. You can take plus 4 out. Now we see a minus 5 is common, and the remaining part you write here. Exercise 6.2 now. Factorize the quadratic expressions given below. So now we'll try to do at once. Plus plus means the addition comes here. So we can write 18x squared, factors of 18 to get 9. 6 and 3. So 6x and 3x. So split the middle term and take 2 at a time and factorize. Now see, we are getting the same factor. If something happens, that means you are not getting the same. So you have to go back and check again. This one plus 30y squared. Factors of 30 to get 11, 6 and 5. These both are pluses. Split the middle term into this and take 2 at a time and factorize. Now see, both factors are the same. Here y plus 6 are there. That's common. Take it out and remaining part you write inside the bracket. This is also positive. Positive 24a squared. Factors of 24 to get 10. 6 and 4. When you are doing sums, you can easily get the factors, correct factors at once. 6 and 4. Both positive. So we split the middle term and factorize. You get a plus 6 here. When you take plus 4, a plus 6, a plus 6 is common, and the remaining part you write here. This one 15. So you get 15b squared when you multiply plus 15b squared. What are the factors of plus 15 to get minus 8? So minus 8 means both factors are negative. Both factors negative means 5 and 3. So 3b minus 5b. So you can get minus 3b minus 5b plus 15. Take 2 at a time and factorize. Minus minus plus. So b minus 3 is common. You get b minus 5. This one, middle one, negative. Last one, positive, means same thing. So 6x squared and the factors. This is negative, middle term is negative. So that means both negative factors. So you can't get 6 and 1 because you get minus 6 and minus 1, minus 7. So 3 and 2. Both are the appropriate factors. Now split the middle term and factorize. X is common and here 2 is common. Minus minus plus. X minus 3, x minus 2. This one plus 20 and middle term is minus 12. So plus 20m squared. Factors of plus 20, but the middle term is negative, means both negative. What are the factors? 10 and 2, 4 and 5. You are not getting. 10 and 2. 10 and 2, both negative. You get 12. So m squared minus 10m minus 2m plus 20. So take 2 at a time and factorize. When you take minus 2 out, you get minus here and m minus 10 and m minus 2. Now you can do at once. This one different. Last term is negative, means one factor is positive and the other factor is negative. So you need to get 1 here. So 1 here means this one, the larger factor is positive. So how you get larger factor positive? So that means minus 12. What are the factors? 6 and 2, it doesn't work. 4 and 3. So larger factor should be positive. So you get middle term 1a, that means 4a minus 3a. When you take 2 at a time, you get a plus 4, minus 3 out, you get a plus 4 again. Take a plus 4 out, you are getting a minus 3. Now the next one, minus 24p squared when you multiply. Last term negative means the larger factor is positive because the middle term is positive. 24, 8 times 3. So this is plus and this is minus. Then only you get plus 5p. So p squared plus 8p minus 3p minus 24. Take 2 at a time and when you take p out, that's this, minus 3 out, you get p plus 8. So p plus 8 and p minus 3. This one, last term is negative. When you multiply, you get 16p squared. What are the factors? Middle term is plus, means the larger factor is positive. 16 is 8 and 2. Larger factor is positive, that means positive 8 and negative 2p. Split the middle term, 8p minus 2p minus 16. Take 2 at a time and factorize. You get p plus 8 and p minus 2. This one, same thing. Final value is negative, means one is positive and one is negative. How we find? This is 1. Factors of 12, 4 and 3. Middle term is negative, means larger one is negative and the other one is positive. Now factorize. So you write the middle term in terms of minus 4 and plus 3 and take first 2 separately and the last 2 separately. So you get x here, x minus 4. When you take plus 3 out, what's remaining? You get x minus 4. So x minus 4 is common. Take it out and the remaining part is x plus 3. This one, last number is negative, means you take the difference, minus 40a squared. Split the middle term, 40 is 8 times 5. Always think about the middle term and try to find out the correct factors. 8 and 5. Middle term is minus, means the bigger one is negative. Now split the middle term into minus 8a plus 5a. Take 2 at a time and factorize. This is a minus 8. A minus 8 is common and the remaining part is a plus 5. This is also same. Negative 10r squared. Factors of negative 10. That means we have to take the difference. 10 means 5 and 2. Middle term is negative, means negative 5r and positive 5r. Now split the middle term. Take 2 at a time. You can take plus 2 out. R minus 5. Then R minus 5 is common. You will get R plus 2 as the other factor. This one both positive. So that's easy. Plus 9y squared, that means addition. When you add the factors, you are getting plus 6. What are the factors? 3 and 3. So you get 3y and 3y. So y squared is plus, both pluses. Y squared plus 3y plus 3y plus 9. And take 2 at a time. You get y plus 3. When you take 3 out, that's also y plus 3. Now y plus 3 is common. You get y plus 3. So you can write instead of this y plus 3 squared. Doesn't matter. Either you can keep like this or write as a square term. This one, positive answer. Middle term is negative. So what's the condition? Both factors are negative. 25, what are the factors? 5 and 5. But both are negative. So k squared minus 5k minus 5k plus 25. Take 2 at a time and factorize. You can take minus 5 out because you need plus k inside. Now, k minus 5, again k minus 5, you can write as a square term. This one, 4 plus 4x plus x squared, same thing. Plus 4x squared, middle term is plus, means both pluses. So plus 2x and plus 2x. Split the middle term, 2 plus 2x and plus 2x, and then take 2 at a time. What's common? 2 is common, 2 plus x, and here also x is common. 2 plus x. Now 2 plus x is common, and the remaining one is also 2 plus x. I can write this one as a square term like this. Again this one. When you multiply, you get positive 36x squared. Middle term is plus 15. So that means addition. What are the factors to get plus 15? 12 and 3. 12 plus 3, 15. So this is positive and this is also positive. Now split the middle term, 2, 12x and 3x. And you can take 12 out. 3 plus x. When you take x out, 3 plus x again. Now 3 plus x common. Take it out, you get 12 plus x for the next factor. This one, middle term is negative. This is the constant term is positive. What it means? Both factors are negative. What are the factors? That means addition we have to think about. Adding the two factors, you need to get 11. 30, 6 and 5. But both factors are negative because the middle term is negative. Now split the middle term. When you take 2 at a time, 6 is common. And here a is common. I'll take minus a out because I need plus 5. Minus a again. So 5 minus a is common for both and the remaining one is 6 minus a. Now this one, last one is positive and the middle term is negative. That means both the factors are negative. So what are the factors of plus 54? Think about it. 9 and 6, 6 and 9. 54, and when you add 6 plus 9, you get 15. So 9 and 6. But middle term is negative means both negative. So we can split the middle term like this and factorize. So you get 9 out. 9 times 6. So you get here y. When you take minus y out, 6 minus y. So 6 minus y is common. Take it out and the remaining part 9 minus y. Example number 1. Now you get two terms and we did difference between two square terms. So we can see 25 is a square number. So write this number as a square term. Then how we write down the factors? We write x and x to get x squared, 5 and 5 to get 5 squared. And one factor is positive and the other factor is negative. This one again difference between two square terms. I can write 9 as 3 squared. Then you can straight away apply difference between two square terms. One is positive and one is negative. Example number 3, two terms. So again, same thing. How can I write 4a squared as a square term? I can write 2a whole thing squared. 49, 7 squared. Difference between two square terms. 2a is one term and the other one is 7. One is positive, one is negative. Here 1 is there. Is 1 a square number? Yes, we can write 1 squared is 1. 4b squared I can write 2b whole thing squared. So this is difference between two square terms. So you can write down the two factors. 1 is the first term, 2b is the second term. One factor is positive, the other factor is negative. Example number 5. So factorize 2x squared minus 72. Now, can you write as a square number? 2 is not a square number. So that means first you need to find out the common factor for both. You can take 2 out and write this is 36. Now 36 is a square number. So you can write as difference between two square terms. So I can write two factors. One is x plus 6 and the other one is x minus 6. Now find the value. So you can use difference between two square terms. So what are the two factors? One term is 33, the other one is 17. One factor is positive, one factor is negative. What's this value? 50. 50 times, what's the difference? Difference is 6 plus 7, 13. So 16. 50 times 16. So take 0 and multiply by 5. 5 times 6, 33. Remaining 5 times 1, 5. 5 plus 3, 8. So the answer is 800. Example number 7. You get fractions, but don't worry, you can write as a square term. How can I write this fraction as a square term? I can write x over 2 whole thing squared. 1 is a square number. 9, you can write 3 squared. Then this is difference between two square terms. So what are the factors? You can write x over 2 minus 1 over 3 or x over 2 plus 1 over 3. Example 8. 1 minus. So I can write 1 squared for 1. How can I write this one as a square term? 3x over 4 whole thing squared, because 16 is 4 times 4 and 9 is 3 times 3. Now difference between two square terms. 1, 1. The other term is 3x over 4. One term is positive, one term is negative. Exercise 6.3. Factorize the expressions given below. So all these are difference between two square terms. 100 is 10 squared. So you can write one is positive and the other one is negative. Again, this one write as a square term, that's 6 squared. One factor is positive and the other factor is negative. What about this one? 9 squared is 81. You can write as one factor positive, other factor negative. Here 4 and b squared. 4 I can write 2 squared. Apply difference between two square terms. One factor positive, other factor negative. This one 4 squared and a squared. One factor is positive and the other factor is negative. You can write the negative one first as well. 64 is 8 squared. When you write down the two factors, you get one is positive, the other one is negative. All these are two terms and we can see square terms. We'll try to factorize. Here already this one is a square term. This one you have to rewrite as a square term like this. Now apply the factor rule. One factor is positive, the other factor is negative. This one you have to write both as a square term first and write down one factor positive, the other one negative. 100 is a square number. I can write 10x whole thing squared and 1 as 1 square. So what are the factors? 10x plus 1 and 10x minus 1. Here 25 is 5 squared and this is already there. So what are the factors? 5m plus n, 5m minus n. 49 is 7 squared. 81, you can write 9p whole thing squared. After you write down as a square term only, you can write down the factors. So 7 plus 9p, 7 minus 9p. This one I can write 5ab whole thing squared. This is 3c whole thing squared. Now write down 5ab plus 3c, 5ab minus 3c. Miscellaneous exercise. Factorize the following algebraic expressions by changing the order in which the terms appear as required. Here, because we can't factorize these two, so we need to change. We'll change these two. ax minus bx minus ay plus by. Now, take two at a time. X out, you get a minus b. Here, I can take minus y out. A minus b. Here minus minus, here plus. A minus b is common. You get x minus y as the other factor. Now look at this one. What can you see? Here like terms are there. So you don't need to take two terms separately and factorize. Here first we'll simplify. 9p plus 3p, 12p. These two you get minus 8q. Now factorize two expressions. Take the common term out. 4 is common. Take it out. You get 3p minus 2q. Now we'll take this one. You get trinomial quadratic expression. But the order is not correct. We need square term. We need this one, the middle term. And here, I'll rewrite this as square term first and the x term and then the constant. Now, multiply these two, you get negative 12x squared. Find the factors of minus 12x squared to get plus 1. Last one is negative, means we take the difference. Difference is plus 1. So, the larger factor is positive. What are the factors? 4 and 3. Larger factor is positive, means this is plus 4 and minus 3. Now split the middle term. You get this. Take 2 at a time. And here minus 3 out. You get x plus 4 and x minus 3. This one, is the order correct? No. So, constant term I can take this one last, square term last, and the middle term minus 3k. Now, when you multiply first and last, you get minus 4k squared. Middle term is negative, means the larger factor is negative. So, 4 times 1 and we take the difference. So, minus 4 and plus 1. So, 4 minus 4k plus 1k minus k squared. Now, take 2 at a time. Take 4 out, you get 1 minus k. When you take k out, this is also 1 minus k. So, 1 minus k is common. You can write down 4 plus k as the other factor. Question number 2. Factorize the following algebraic expressions. 2 terms are there. So, 50 is not a square number. So, we'll take the common factor out. What's the common factor? 2. Take it out. So, you get 4x squared minus 25. Now, 25 and 4 both are squared numbers. I can rewrite as a square term. 5 squared is 25. Now, I can write down the 2 factors as 2x is the first term, 5 is the other term. 1 is positive, the other one is negative. This one, 3, I can take it out. What's the answer here? 81. Now, 81 is a square number. That's 9 squared. Now you can write down as difference between two squared terms, x minus 9 and x plus 9. This one, take the common term out. A is common. B is common. Both are common. So what's remaining? A squared, b squared. Here 1 is remaining. Now I can write this one as AB whole thing squared and 1 squared. 1 squared is 1. Now apply difference between two square terms. AB plus 1, AB minus 1. This one you can take 3 out. 1 minus 4q squared. Now you can apply difference between two square terms. 1 squared is 1. 2q whole thing squared is 4q squared. Now write down the two factors. 1 plus 2q, 1 minus 2q. Find the value. So we can use factorization to find these values because all these are square terms. So we'll apply the formula. Difference between two square terms. 1 is positive, 1 is negative. 23 plus 3, 26. Here you get 20. Put 0 and multiply by 2. 2 times 6, 12. 2 times 2, 4. Plus 1, 5. Here 45 plus 5 and 45 minus 5 are the factors. 45 plus 5 is 50. 45 minus 5 is 40. So when you multiply, you get 2000. This one 102 squared minus 2 squared. So you can use difference between two squared terms. 102 plus 2, 102 minus 2. You get 104 here. Here you get 100. It's easy to multiply by 100. Move 2 places to the right. So put 2 zeros there. So 10,400. Fourth one, join each algebraic expression in column A with product of its factors in column B. So we need to do separately and find out the answer from the right hand side. So we'll take the first one, x squared minus x minus 6. So this means 1. Last term minus means you need to get 1 plus and 1 minus. Middle term is minus means the bigger factor is minus. So what are the factors? Plus 6x squared, 3 and 2. Bigger one is minus. So I can write x squared minus x, we'll put 1x. So I can split the middle term to minus 3x and plus 2x. And take 2 at a time. Get x minus 3. When you take plus 2 out, that's x minus 3. So x minus 3 is common. The other factor is x plus 2. X minus 3 and x plus 2. This one. This one 4 terms. So we'll take 2 at a time. Take 2 at a time. X is common. Take it out. Here minus 3 is common. Take it out. So what are the factors? X plus 5 and x minus 3. Here you get here. This one 2 terms. You can take common terms out first. 2x is common. When you take that, you get x squared minus 4. Now difference between two square terms. So 2x is there. You can write 4 as 2 squared. Now apply Difference between two squared terms, you get x plus 2 and x minus 2. Where's that? Here. So I can connect here. The other one, 4x squared minus 9m squared. I can rewrite as squared terms. 2x whole thing squared and 3m whole thing squared. So what are the factors? 2x plus 3m, 2x minus 3m. Where's that? Yeah. So definitely the other one is this one, but this is a fraction. Here, x squared over 25 you can write as a square term, x over 5. So x over 5, I'll do it here, whole thing squared and 1 squared. Now, x over 5 plus 1 and x over 5 minus 1. It's already there. So, we did all. So, all the answers are okay. So, we complete all factorization methods related to your textbook. So, what are they? We did, when you get common factor, you can take it out. That's rule number 1. Sometimes you get expression as a common term. That's rule number 2. And when you have 4 terms, you take 2 terms and factorize. And then we did factorization, trinomial, quadratics, and difference between two square terms. So practice with all these examples and exercises to improve your knowledge in factorization.